direction of displacement is from initial to final position. Now I am moving the vectors parallel to itself, the vector remains unchanged towards yourself. But if I am shining that side, vector A bar, I am moving parallel to it. Hi students, welcome to my channel Doctor's Physics. In today's video we are going to start the third chapter of the first year syllabus, that is vectors. Okay, in this video we will study what are vectors, why we are using vectors, what are types of vectors, where we have to use the vectors, everything we will study in this video. Okay, we will start the chapter. What is vectors? Okay, what is the purpose of vectors? Where we have to use the vectors? Why we are using the vectors? Now see, if the body is moving in one dimension plane, now see, if the body is moving right side with some velocity, I will mention this one with 10 meters per second. I will mention the velocity of the body as plus 10 meters per second. This plus denotes me the direction, right side. Now if the body is moving left side, I will mention this one with minus 10 meters per second. This minus denotes me the direction, that means left side. That means in one dimension, the plus and minus denotes me the directions. I can decide the directions by using the plus and minus, that's all. But if it is a two dimension, then if it is a two dimension plane, then if the body is moving in this way, then how can I represent? I can't represent with only simply by plus or minus. If the body is moving in this direction, I can't represent with plus or minus. Then I have to use the vectors. Here the vectors, we will use the vectors to describe the motion of the body. To describe the motion of the body in two-dimension plane as well as in three-dimension plane. I need vectors to describe the motion of the body when the body is moving in two-dimensional plane as well as in three-dimensional plane. Even I can use the vectors when the body is moving in one dimension also, but especially when it's moving in two dimensions and three dimensions, I have to use the vectors. That's all. Okay. Well and good. Now what is scalar? What is a scalar? Say me, what is a scalar? In your 9th class, I think you studied this. From your school days you are studying. What is a scalar? Any quantity which is having only magnitude. Any quantity which is having only magnitude. It won't depend on direction. It won't depend on direction. It will depend only on the magnitude. But what is a vector? What is a vector? Which is having both magnitude plus direction. But one more thing is there, not only depending on the magnitude and direction, but it also the very important thing is it has to obey the law of vector addition. The law of vector addition. If any quantity which is not obeying the law of vector addition, even though it is having magnitude and direction, that is not a vector quantity. Now see here, I will give a small example. Now see here, current I1 and this is current I2, and what is this? This is current I3. Now say me, what is the relation between I1, I2, I3? I1 plus I2 must be equal to I3. I1 plus I2 must be equal to I3. It is having magnitude. 1 ampere, 2 amperes, 3 amperes, 4 amperes. It is having magnitude as well as direction also. This direction is represented by, see, I am adding I1 and I2 is equal to I3. That means I can add them only by using the direction only. If by chance, if the direction is reversed, like this. If direction is reversed, then say me, I1 plus I3 must be equal to I2. That means this is depending on magnitude as well as direction. Now see here, the same, keep it like this. Now here the angle between the two wires is theta. Now I1 plus I3 is equal to I2. Now I moved this wire little bit downwards. Now the new angle is, instead of theta, now the angle is some theta 1. Same I1, I3 and this is I2. I did nothing. I simply moved the wire little bit downwards. Simply moved the wire. If I move the wire, will the current will change? No, the current won't change. The value of I2 will change. The value of I2 won't change. That means here it is independent of the angle. That means it is not obeying the law of vector addition. Therefore, the current is having magnitude plus even the direction also is important for the current. Current is having magnitude as well as direction. Even though it is having magnitude and direction, I can't say it is a vector quantity. For a vector quantity, this has to be obeyed. The law of vector addition has to be obeyed, and this is not obeying the law of vector addition. Therefore, the current is not a vector quantity. Even though the current is having magnitude and direction, but it is not a vector quantity. Why? Because it is not obeying the law of vector addition. Please remember this. Now we will call the current as a scalar quantity. Therefore, example of scalar quantity is current. Even though the current is having magnitude and direction, but it is not obeying the law of vector addition. Therefore, the current is a scalar quantity. What other? Speed, then distance, and so on. Now, what is the vector? Examples of vectors: acceleration, velocity, displacement, so on. I think this is clear. Difference between scalar and a vector. Vector has to have magnitude, direction, as well as it has to obey the law of vector addition. In your school days, you won't study this. You will study only these two. But now you have to remember this one also. It has to obey vector addition also. Okay, well and good. Now we got the clarity of scalar and a vector. Now, what is a position vector and what is a displacement vector? Now see. Position vector and displacement vector. This is very important. Okay, now see. This is a two-dimensional plane, x-axis, y-axis. Now, initially the body is here. And this is the origin. Now, what is the position vector of the body? This is the initial position. Now, what is the position vector of the body? The position vector of the body is simply the line segment joining the origin to the position. That means like this. And the direction of the position vector is always from origin to the body. This is a position vector. Therefore, O, assume the initiality is at I. Okay, OI. OI is a position vector of body at time, assume T1. Now, after some time, the body is moving from here to here. This is the final position. Now, what is the position vector? What is the final position vector? The body is here now. The body is here. Now, what is the position vector of that position? Is simply the line joining the origin to that position. And the direction is from origin to that point. Now, OF is the position vector at time T2. Okay, well and good. Now, what is the displacement? What is the displacement? Displacement is nothing but the final position minus initial position. Displacement is a vector quantity. It will depend on the direction also. Therefore, what is the displacement? What is the final position? The final position is given by OF. OF bar, and I will represent the vectors with the bars. OF bar minus, what is initial position vector? Initial position vector is OI. Therefore, the displacement is nothing but OF minus OI. There is nothing but simply the line joining these two. And the direction of displacement is from initial to final position. I mentioned this one in one dimension, motion one dimension when I was studying the first chapter. The displacement direction is from initial to final. Therefore, this is a displacement vector. This is the final position vector, this is initial position vector. If I subtract OF bar minus OI bar, then I will get the displacement vector. Always remember the position vectors always taking from the origin to the position, and the direction of the position vector will be always from the origin to the point. That means this is the direction of the position vectors. Okay, well and good. Position vector I got it, and displacement vector I got it. Displacement vector is nothing but the final position vector minus initial position vector. That is, if I assume this one as x1, okay, this one if I assume it as r1 bar, and if this one I assume it as r2 bar, then displacement vector is nothing but r2 bar minus r1 bar. That's all. Okay, now we will see the types of vectors. This is very important. Types of vectors. Okay, there are nearly 10 types of vectors. Now we will see one by one. Now see here, first one, free vectors. What are free vectors? Now see here. Now this is a bar. This is a bar, some vector. And now I am moving this a bar parallel to it. And now I place this a bar somewhere here. Now this is b bar. Now I move this vector parallel to it like this. Now I place this vector like this. This is C bar. Now I move this C bar parallel to it like this. Now this is the D bar. Now see here, whenever I am moving the vectors parallel to itself, the vector remains unchanged. That means A bar is equal to B bar is equal to C bar is equal to D bar. That means whenever I am moving the vectors parallel to it, then the vector won't be changed. It remains unchanged and all the vectors will be same. Therefore A bar is equal to B bar is equal to C bar is equal to D bar. These type of vectors which won't have any fixed positions. These vectors which won't have any fixed locations. These type of vectors are known as free vectors. I think this is clear. They are not fixed to any location. Free vectors are the vectors which are not fixed to any location. That means they are not fixed at any point. They are free to move anywhere in the space. And now, if the vector is moved parallel, if the vector is moved parallel to itself, then it remains unchanged. That means when I am moving the A bar parallel to itself, that means I am moving this A bar like this, parallel to it. This A bar and B bar both are parallel. Then I will say both A bar and B bar are same. Because the same vector I am moving parallel to it. Now again this is a B bar. I am moving this B bar parallel to it like this. The C bar and B bar are parallel. Therefore C bar is equal to B bar. And C bar I am moving parallel to it. That means C bar is equal to D bar. And A bar is also equal to D bar. These all vectors are equal, same vectors. These type of vectors are known as free vectors. Now just opposite to the free vectors are localized vectors. Just opposite to free vectors are known as localized vectors, or other name is fixed vectors. Okay, what are these? If the vectors are moved parallel to itself, they will change. If I move the vectors A bar and if I move the vector parallel to it, and if it is a B bar, then A bar is equal to not B bar. They have a fixed line of action. Now see here, these are the vectors which are having fixed line of action and they are fixed to a location. Now see here, if I am assuming torque, this is a torque. If this is a force and the body is started to rotate, now assume this is a fixed position. Now the torque will depend on the force, the torque will depend on the position vector as well as the force vector. If the force vector, if I am changing the position, then automatically the torque will change. That means this torque will depend on the force vector, and that too it will depend on the line of action. If the force vector is changing direction, if I am moving the force vector from here to here, like this, both this F bar and I move this F bar parallel to it. Now here the position, here the force vector. Now these two will give me the different results. When the force vector is here, the torque is tau 1. When the force is here, the torque is tau 2. Both will be different values. That means the vectors which will have a fixed line of action. That means I have to, if the force is acting here, it has to act there itself. I can't move the force from here to here. If I move the force, then automatically the torque value will change. These type of vectors which have a fixed line of action and they are fixed to a particular position, these type of vectors are known as localized vectors or fixed vectors. Just opposite to them is free vectors. Okay, I think it is clear. Okay, now we'll see the second type. Equal vectors and unequal vectors. What are equal vectors and unequal vectors? Now see here. If two vectors are having same magnitude as well as same direction, then I will say they are equal vectors. That means if there is two vectors, this is A bar and there is one more vector that is B bar. Both are having both A bar and B bar are having same direction and the magnitude is same. Magnitude of B bar is equal to magnitude of A bar. Then I will say this both A bar and B bar are equal vectors. because they are having equal magnitude plus equal not equal, same direction. They are having equal magnitude and they are having same direction. These type of vectors are known as equal vectors, and just opposite to them, they are nothing but unequal vectors. Unequal vectors means the magnitude may be same. This is A bar and this is B bar. The magnitude may be same, but the direction will be different. Magnitude of A will represent the magnitude symbol by mod. Magnitude of A is equal to magnitude of B, but the direction of A is this side and direction of B is in this direction. That means the direction is different. Then I will call these type of vectors are known as unequal vectors. Equal magnitude, same direction, equal vectors. Equal magnitude but different direction, these are known as unequal vectors. Please remember them. Okay. Now we'll see one more type. Like vectors. Like vectors, or other name of like vectors is nothing but parallel vectors. Like vectors, other name of like vectors are parallel vectors. Now see, what are these? The vectors which direction is same. This is A bar and this is B bar. See, the vectors where the direction is same. A bar direction, B bar direction, both are same, but the magnitude is not same. Magnitude may be same or may not be same. We won't bother about the magnitude. We will bother about only the direction. If the direction is same, then these two are known as parallel vectors, or simply I can say like vectors. I won't bother about the magnitude. It may be 10, it may be 2, but I won't bother, but the direction is same. Therefore, these two type of vectors are known as like vectors. Now next one. Unlike vectors are anti-parallel vectors. Just opposite it. Here also the magnitude may be same or not, we won't bother, but the direction will be opposite. This is A bar and this is B bar. Exactly, direction will be exactly opposite to each other. These are parallel and they are having same direction, and the magnitude may be same or may not be same. These type of vectors are known as parallel vectors. Now what is anti-parallel? The meaning of anti-parallel means just exactly opposite. The angle between them will be 180 degrees. Now see, they are having this A bar will be in that direction, B bar is exactly opposite to it. The angle between them is 180 degrees. When the angle between the two vectors is 180, then those are known as anti-parallel vectors. Here the angle between them is 0, then they are parallel vectors. When the angle between them is 180 degrees, then they are anti-parallel vectors. Magnitude may be same or different. Now see, if this is A bar and this is B bar. Magnitude is different as well as the direction is not parallel or not anti-parallel. Therefore, I can't call them as parallel or anti-parallel. I can't call both. If they want to be parallel, direction must be same. If they want to be anti-parallel, direction must be exactly opposite. If the angle is not 180, then I can't call them as parallel. I can't call them as anti-parallel. So this won't be taken under consideration. These are normal vectors, that's all. We won't bother about them. I think it's very clear. Equal, unequal, like and unlike vectors. There is a lot of difference between them. Observe carefully. A like vector will become equal vector when the magnitude is same. If A bar is equal to, if magnitude of A is equal to magnitude of B, then I will call the like vectors are equal vectors. See here, both A bar and B bar having equal direction, equal magnitude, equal vectors. Here, direction is same, but magnitude is not same. If magnitude is also same, then I will call them as equal vectors. I think it is clear. What is the difference between like and unlike? Like and equal. Equal, both has to be same. Magnitude as well as direction. But here like vectors, both has to be, direction has to be same. Magnitude may not be same. Same. Unlike vectors, unequal vectors. Unequal vectors, magnitude must be same, but they must be anti-parallel. But in unlike vectors, magnitude may not be same, but they have to be, direction must be opposite to each other. Anti-parallel. I think these are clear. Okay, now we'll see the next vectors, next type of vectors. Okay, now see, okay, co-initial vectors. Okay, what are co-initial vectors? Co-initial, what is the meaning of initial? That means the starting point of the vectors will be same. This is A bar and this is B bar and this is C bar. And they are all the vectors moving in different directions, but they are having the same starting point. These are nothing but A bar, B bar, C bar are known as co-initial vectors. That means the initial point will be same, but the final points may not be same. Okay, next one, coterminous vectors. What are coterminous vectors? Just opposite to them. Coterminous. Terminus means the final point is same. The vectors may start from anywhere, but they will end at a single point. That means these type of vectors. A bar, and this is B bar, and this is C bar. The vectors A is starting from somewhere, I don't know where is that starting. Even C also starting from somewhere, even B also starting from somewhere, but they are ending at single point. The ending point is same, the final point is same. These type of vectors are known as coterminous vectors. Here A bar, B bar, C bar called as coterminous vectors. Okay, next one. Negative vector. What is the meaning of negative vector? What is the meaning of negative vector? The other name of negative vector is unequal vectors. Unequal vectors. Now see here, this is A bar. That is A bar. Now what is the negative vector? The negative vector will be having the same magnitude of A and magnitude of negative vector will be same, but they are in opposite directions. Therefore this is minus A bar. This is A bar and the negative vector of A bar is minus A bar. This is a negative vector of A bar. The magnitude will be same, but the direction will be opposite. If the A bar is like that, the negative vector of A bar will be in this direction. If A bar is in this direction, the negative vector of A bar will be in that direction, minus A bar. A bar minus A bar. This is nothing but negative vector. This is nothing but equal vectors. A bar and minus A bar. These two forms a unequal vectors. Sorry. These two forms a unequal vectors. A bar, a vector and its negative vector forms a unequal vector. A vector A bar and its negative vector, that means exactly opposite in direction, but the magnitude will be same. A bar, a vector and its negative vector, A bar and minus A bar forms a unequal pair of vectors. And this clear, co-terminal, co-initial and co-negative vectors. Okay, next one. What is a unit vector? What is a unit vector and what is a co-planar vector? Now see, I will see everything. First one we will see about the co-planar vectors. And next one we will see about the collinear vectors. Okay, what is a collinear vector? Now see me. Collinear vector, by the name itself we can say collinear means both the vectors are in a same line of action. That means the A bar, this is A bar and this is B bar. Both the vectors acting in same line. These type of vectors are known as A bar and B bar known as collinear vectors. It means both the vectors will act in a same line. They may be same direction or they may be this is A bar and this is B bar. Even though both the vectors A bar, B bar in opposite direction, but they are acting in the same line. Acting in the same line. These type of vectors are known as collinear vectors. Maybe same direction, maybe opposite direction, but they will act in the same line. These type of vectors are known as collinear vectors. Now what is a coplanar vector? The vectors which are in the same plane. In a same plane. That means this is A bar, this is on plane X and Y, and A bar, this is B bar, and this is C bar, and this is E bar, D bar, A bar, B bar, C bar, D bar, all are coplanar vectors. Now I am assuming this is board as a plane. Assume this board as a plane. Now this is A bar, this is along the plane, this is a plane, and this vector, this assume this is a vector, this is along this one, this is A bar, this is B bar, this is C bar, this is D bar, this is E bar. All these are coplanar vectors. If the vector is like this vector, this here the direction, this vector is like this is not in this plane. This is not a coplanar vector because this vector is in this plane. But I want the vectors which are in this plane. That means vectors has to be like this. It may be any direction, it may be anywhere, but the vectors will be in this direction only. But if the vector is like this, then this vector is in this plane. If the vector is like this, if this vector is in this plane, then this is not a coplanar vector. This vector and this vector can't be a coplanar vector. But this vector and this vector can be coplanar. This one also coplanar, this one also coplanar. That means the vectors which are present in the same plane are known as coplanar vectors. Okay, well done, good. Now, unit vector and zero vector, zero or null vector. Okay, what is unit vector? What is unit vector? Unit vector is a vector which is having a magnitude 1. Magnitude will be 1 unit. But what is the purpose? What is the purpose? The purpose is it will give me the direction. Direction. This will tell me, the unit vector will tell me the direction, and it is represented by a cap. A cap is the unit vector of A bar, and this is given by the formula A bar by mod A, where A bar is the vector, where mod A is the magnitude of the vector, and A cap is the A bar by mod A. That means, assume this is a 10 I cap, this is A bar. And what is the magnitude of A bar? The magnitude of A is nothing but simply 10. Only 10. I won't bother about the direction, only 10. Now what is A cap? A cap is nothing but, what is A bar? 10 I cap by mod A, that is 10. That is nothing but I cap. That means the unit vector of A bar is having magnitude 1 and the direction is I cap. That means the unit vector will give me just direction. If I want to find the direction of A bar, I'll find the unit vector. That's all. That means the purpose of unit vector is to give us the direction only. It won't give any magnitude. That means I cap. What is I cap? I cap is having one magnitude 1 and is telling me the direction x-axis. Therefore, the A bar, this A cap will tell me that A bar is in x-axis direction. That means this will give me simply the direction itself. That's all. And it has no units, as well as no dimension. The dimension formula is 1. The dimension formula for unit vector is dimensionless quantity, and it has no units. Okay, well and good. Now, what is a zero vector? Magnitude is 0 and the direction is indeterminate. The magnitude is 0 as well as the direction is indeterminate. Now, what is the purpose? Now, see here, the main function is when the body is at rest. When the body is at rest. Now, say me, what is the velocity? Now, say me, what is the velocity? The velocity is 0. Velocity is a vector quantity, therefore V bar is equal to 0. Now, what is the meaning of this? Now, see, I am at rest. Well and good. The magnitude is 0. Okay. But what is the direction? When I am in rest, I can move in this direction, or I can move in that direction, I can move in this direction, I can move backside, I can move any direction. Direction is indeterminate. That means for a vector which is having a null vector, which is nothing but null vector, I will use that vector to simply mention there is some quantities which are having a 0 magnitude. That's all. That means simply when the body is at rest, the velocity is 0. Direction, we don't know. When the body is at rest, it can start in any direction. Therefore, direction is indeterminate. Or simply I can say the acceleration vector, when the body is moving, with uniform velocity. Uniform velocity. When the body is moving with uniform velocity, what is acceleration? Acceleration vector is nothing but 0. If the velocity changes little bit, then automatically the acceleration may change. We don't know in which direction the acceleration vector will change. Magnitude is 0 and the direction is indeterminate. These type of vectors are known as null vectors. Now, A bar is a vector plus 0 bar, where 0 bar is nothing but null vector, is equal to A bar. Now, A bar cross 0 bar is nothing but 0 bar. A bar cross A bar, then 0 bar. Cross and what is the meaning of cross? We will study. It is a cross product. There are two types of products for vectors: cross product and dot product. We will study in next video. Don't worry. Please remember this. A null vector is a vector which will have 0 magnitude and direction is indeterminate. We can't decide the direction. It may change. It may be starting with any direction. It is indeterminate. Fine. Now, last type of vector. This is very important. Polar, or we can say it as a real vectors. Okay, what are these polar and real vectors? Now, see here. The vectors won't change if the coordinate axis direction is reversed. That's all. Now what is the meaning here? The vectors won't change, the vectors direction won't change, the vectors magnitude won't change, the vectors won't change if the coordinate axis is reversed. That means the coordinate axis is like this: x, y and z. If suddenly if it is reversed, then this will become minus, minus and minus. That means even though it is happening like this, the values, the vectors won't change its values. These type of vectors are known as polar vectors, or they are nothing but real vectors. Example: force, acceleration, displacement, everything. Okay, now what is opposite to it? There is nothing but axial vectors. So what are axial vectors? Axial vectors are unreal vectors. What are axial vectors? They won't change, but here they will change. They will change. Example, best example are torque, omega, angular momentum, so on. Torque, angular momentum, everything. Now see here, if this is A bar and this is B bar. Now I am standing this side, I am standing this side. This is the coordinate axis, I am standing this side. If I am measuring the direction A bar to B bar, then the direction is, if I measure the A bar cross B bar, A bar cross B bar, that means I have to mention like this. This is the direction towards yourself. But if I am standing that side, if I am standing the back side of the coordinate system, then if I am measuring, then automatically the direction will be in this direction. That means if I am standing on both sides, I will get different values. The values won't be same. These type of vectors are known as axial vectors. For them, the coordinate system has to be fixed. If the coordinate system direction is reversed, then automatically the values will change. But for polar, whatever the coordinate system, even the coordinate system is reversed, then the vectors will be remains unchanged. These are nothing but polar real vectors. Best example of force, acceleration, displacement, velocity, so on. But these are axial vectors: torque, omega, angular momentum, which will have cross product in them. These type of vectors are known as axial vectors. If we take torque, the torque is the cross product of r bar cross f bar. Now this torque is a axial vector. Now if we take omega is nothing but r bar, okay, v bar cross r bar. That means there is a cross product of velocity and a displacement vector. If omega is a axial vector, the vectors which we will get by the cross product of some other vectors, then those are nothing but axial vectors. Now this is a bar, this is b bar. Direction of the omega is in this direction. But if this is a bar, minus a bar, and this is minus b bar, if the coordinate system is reversed, then you will get an answer is in the opposite direction. Minus, right? Therefore you will get an opposite direction. That means if the coordinate system is reversed, then the vectors also will change. Axial. If they are not changing, polar. That's all. By this we completed the types of vectors. Okay, now we'll see the next one. Okay, now see here. Multiplication of vectors by a real number. Now assume this is a bar. Now when I multiply this a bar with some real number, now I am multiplying with this one with some lambda. Lambda is a real number. It may be less than 1, it may be greater than 1, it may be negative, it may be positive. If I am multiplying with a real number, then lambda into a bar will give me lambda into a bar. That's all. Lambda a bar. That means a vector a bar. Assume this is a vector a bar. Now I am multiplying this a bar to a bar. That means I am multiplying with 2. 2 is a real number. Then the 2a bar will be in this. This is the way. Direction will be same. But the magnitude is increased by 2 times. If I mention this one as b bar, then this is nothing but b bar. Now this is a bar. Now c bar is equal to minus 3a bar. Now what is this? This multiplying with minus 3, where minus 3 is a real number. Now how the c bar will be? Same, you guys know it. This is a bar. Now what is the meaning of minus 3a bar? The c bar will be in this direction. This is c bar. The magnitude is, if this is a, then this will be of 3 times a and a. And the direction will be minus a bar. Minus denotes me, what is minus? Negative vector. That means opposite in direction. This is a bar and c bar will be in this direction. And the magnitude of c bar will be 3 times. Now d bar. D bar is equal to half a bar. What is the meaning of that? Where half is a real number. Therefore, What is d bar? D bar will be like this. This is d bar. The magnitude of d bar is half of the a bar. This will be half of the a bar and direction will be same. Because the direction here, what is the symbol? Sign positive. That means the direction of d bar, direction of a bar will be same. Here, what is the direction of b bar and a bar? Positive. Therefore, a bar direction, b bar direction will be same. What is the direction of c bar and a bar? Negative. That means the direction of a bar and c bar will be opposite. If I am multiplying with positive real number, if I am multiplying the vector with a positive real number, then the direction remains unchanged. If I am multiplying with a real number, positive real number, plus 2 is a positive real number, plus half is a positive real number, for them the direction is same. Direction is same. A bar, B bar, D bar directions are same. But if I am multiplying with a negative real number, then remains will, the direction will change. If I take minus 3 is a negative real number. Therefore, direction of C bar, A bar will be, C bar is in this direction, A bar is in this direction. The direction is reversed. I think this is clear. Multiplication of vector with real numbers. Okay, well and good. Now see here. Angle between the vectors. How to find the angle between the vectors? That is important. Angle between the vectors. Okay, what is angle between the vectors and how to find the angle between the vectors? Now see, this is A bar, well and good, and this is B bar, well and good. Now if I want to find the angle between the two vectors, there are two angles. One is a bigger angle and one is a smaller angle. Now which one I have to consider? I have to always consider the smaller angle. This is the angle between the A bar and B bar. Okay, well and good. Now one more point you have to consider. First one is find the smaller angle. Always take the smaller angle. Second one, always make sure that the tails of both the vectors are at same point. The tails of both the vectors are at same point. That means here, for this vector B bar, where is the tail? The tail is this one. And for this vector A bar, what is the tail? The tail is this one. That means both the tails of both the vectors are at same point. Now only I can find the angle. Otherwise I can't find the angle. Now the angle I got the smaller angle. Okay, now see, if these are vectors, this is a vector A bar, and now this is a vector B bar. Now this is a vector B bar. Now see me, what is the angle between them? What is the angle between them? How can I find the angle? I can find the angle only when the tails of both the vectors are parallel to each other at the same point. Now that means I can move this vector B bar parallel to it. I can shift this vector B bar from here to here. Free vector side, if in the free vectors, the vectors can be moved parallel to itself and the vectors remains unchanged. Even when I move the B bar from here to here, the vector B bar won't change. Therefore I am moving this B bar from here to here. Now this is B bar. This one and this one both are same. Free vectors. Now if this is a vector, see the arrow, this is a tail. Now for A bar and for B bar, the tails are meeting. When the tails are meeting, then what is smaller angle? This is smaller angle. Therefore the angle between the two vectors is this one. Now if these are two vectors are like this. This is A bar and this is B bar. Now see me, what is the angle between them? Now observe carefully, what is the arrow? This is A bar. The arrow is like this. What is the tail of this A bar? The tail of this A bar is this one. Now what is B bar? The B bar is this one. What is the tail of the B bar? The tail of B bar is this one. Both are not meeting. Both are not at same point. Therefore I have to shift either B bar or I have to shift either A bar. It's up to me. I can shift both the vectors. Now I am shifting this A bar from here to here. I am moving the A bar parallel to its A bar. Parallel to itself. If I am moving this A bar from here to here. Therefore like this. This is A bar. Now see here. What is the tail of A bar now? This is A bar. Both the tails are same. Therefore angle between A bar and B bar is this one. I am shifting this A bar from here to here. Okay, now last one here. If this is A bar. Okay, now if this is A bar. Now this is B bar. Now say me, what is the angle between A bar and B bar? Okay, we won't take like this. Okay. Okay, now see here. Now say me, this is B bar and this is A bar. Now what is the angle between them? Say me. How can I find the angle? The tails are not meeting. Then the tails are not at same point. What is the angle between them? Now I have to shift the vectors. I have to move the vectors parallel to themselves. I'm moving, first of all, I'm moving this B bar from here to here. I'm moving this B bar from here to here. I'm shifting parallel to itself. Therefore, this is B bar. This is B bar. I'm shifted the B bar from here to here. Parallel to it, the angle between them is 0. Okay, now this is good. This is B bar, I moved this B bar. Now again I'm shifting this A bar from here to here. I can shift because they are free vectors. I can shift them, no problem. I'm moving this A bar from here to here. If I'm shifting the A bar from here to here. Therefore I remove this A bar. Now see, both of these arrow, these also arrow. Therefore angle, both the tiles are meeting. Therefore what is the angle? The angle is this angle. Always remember that I should take the smaller angle. There are two angles. One is the bigger, and one is the smaller. Always you have to take the smaller angle, and always you have to make sure that the tiles of both the vectors are meeting. If the tiles are not meeting, you arrange themselves. Just you move them parallel such that the tiles will meet. Here the tiles are not meeting. I am moving this B bar from here to here. Therefore the tiles are meeting. Now here the B bar, I am A bar. I am moving this A bar from here to here, such that tiles are meeting. Now I got the angle. Now I am moving A bar. I am moving A bar from here to here. And I am moving the B bar from here to here. I can move both the vectors. I have to make moves such that the tiles will meet. The tiles will be at the same point. Therefore, I got the angle theta. Now, if one of the vector is multiplied with, okay, now see here. This is A bar, well and good. And now this is B bar, well and good. Now I am multiplying one of the vector with a positive real number. I am multiplying with positive real number. If I am multiplying with the positive real number, now the angle is theta. Now what will be the new angle? If I am multiplying one of the vector with positive real number, only one of the vector with positive real number, what is the angle? What is the new angle? Now I am multiplying the A with the positive real number. Now the A become lambda A. Now what is the angle between A bar and lambda A bar? Both are same. A bar and lambda A bar will be, if lambda is greater than 1, then lambda A bar will be this much. If lambda is greater than 1, less than 1, this will be this much. But even then, the angle is not changing between A bar and lambda A bar. Therefore, if I am multiplying with some lambda, now this is lambda A bar and this is B bar. B bar is not changing, even the A bar direction also not changing. A bar direction also not changing because it is a positive constant. Positive means the direction won't change. So what is the angle? The angle will be theta. That means if I am multiplying the vector with one real number, then the angle between the vectors won't change. But if I am multiplying with a negative number, then I am multiplying lambda. Lambda is a minus value. If I am multiplying the lambda with, I am converting the lambda as minus 2 lambda A bar. When minus 2 is a negative number, what will happen? If this is a vector A bar and if this is a vector B bar and the angle between them is theta, now what is new angle? Now I am multiplying with a negative number, what will happen? The direction will reverse. Therefore this is B bar, the B bar won't change, but the A bar, instead of being like this, it will, what will happen? Instead of A bar like this, the A bar will be like this, because negative means the direction is reversed. Therefore this is A bar, lambda A bar, because lambda is negative. This is A bar, this side the A bar, this is the direction of A bar. But because I am multiplying with negative number, negative denotes me that direction is opposite. Therefore, now A bar is like this. Now what is the angle between them? The angle between them is, see, this angle is theta. Now what is the angle? Now 180 minus theta. Therefore, the theta converts to 180 minus theta. Here the theta converts to theta itself. Here when I am multiplying with positive real number, the angle won't change. But if I am multiplying with negative real number, then the angle will change to 180 minus theta. Now there is a new angle. Please remember this is very important. Okay, now we'll see we'll solve one small problem. Now see here. See this question. A man walks east with certain velocity. That means if I assume this is north and this is east and this is south and this is west. The man walking with certain velocity along east direction. Therefore, this is the velocity of man. Well and good. Now next one, the car is traveling along the road which is 30 degrees west of north. That means the car is moving along west direction. Well and good. This is the velocity of car. And what is that? 30 degrees west of north. That means with north it is making 30 degrees. Therefore, 30 degrees. Now, while the bus is traveling in another road with 60 degrees south of west, that means the bus is traveling south and this is the velocity of bus and 60 degrees south of west. That means with west it is making 60 degrees. Now find the angle between the man and the car. What is man? This is the man. First one, velocity, the angle between the man and the car. What is the man? The man is like this. This is the velocity of man. What is the car? The car is like this. What is the angle between them? 90 plus 30. What is the angle? 90 plus 30 means 120 degrees. Therefore, the angle between the man and the car is 120 degrees. Now, next one, car and the bus. Second one, what is the car and the bus? What is the velocity of car? The velocity of car is like this. Okay, well and good. Now, bus. The bus is in this direction. Now, see what is the angle between them? See, with the north it is making 30 degrees. That means with west how much it is? The whole angle is 90. If 30 is gone, what is remaining? 60 degrees. Now here also this is making 60. See, the overall is 90. Out of 90, 30 is gone. What is remaining? 60. So what is the angle between the car and the bus? 60 plus 60. That is how much? 120 degrees. Therefore the whole angle is how much? The whole angle is 120 degrees. 60 plus 60. Now next one, bus and the man. What is the bus and the man? Third one. What is the velocity of bus? This is the velocity of bus. Okay, well and good. Now, man. What is the direction of man? This is the direction of man. Now, see what is the angle between them? If this is 60, now what is this angle? This angle is 30 degrees. Now, what is this angle? This angle is 90 degrees. Therefore, 30 plus 90 is how much? 30 plus 90 is 120 degrees. Therefore, the angle between the bus and the man is 120 degrees. That's all. By this we completed the video. In this video we completed the types of vectors and the multiplication of a vector with a real number and angle between the vectors. In next video we will see the vector addition, parallelogram law, triangular law, many are the polygon law. We will see everything and we will see the resolution of vectors also. And we will solve few problems in next video. And by this we complete the video. And if you guys have any doubt, it may be 11th class, it may be 12th class, please mention my mail or my WhatsApp number which is in the description. Within 24 hours all your doubts will be clarified. Thank you.